Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the ThePokeResort for the 2014 season. I know I've taken the first month off, but I had a little hiatus there, a lot of stuff to deal with, but that's all over now, so I'm glad to get back to the videos that you guys enjoy watching. Now for this episode here, this is going to be the start of a new series called Let's Discuss. This is where I'm just going to be talking about different parts of the Pokemon gameplay that I'd like to discuss and give my own opinion about. And I love you guys to feel free to put on your own comments and everything you guys are thinking about too, and maybe other ideas that you guys would like me to talk about in the future. So the first episode or video for this series will be about HMs on whether or not they should still be in the Pokemon game. For me personally, I really don't believe that HMs are needed in the Pokemon game series anymore, and I'm just going to give you guys some reasons why. But first, let's start out with the history of HMs and how they have the impact of the Pokemon games. Back when Pokemon Red and Blue were introduced, using HMs were essential to beating the game. And to beat those games, you guys had to use HMs such as Cut to get through a forest, or to get to a specific gym, or to use Surf to get to another gym that would be on an island, or to use Rock Smash or Strength to be able to get through caves, and without those you guys would not be able to advance throughout the game. While understanding this is a part of the way to beat the game, it is also a frustrating process too, considering honestly HMs really aren't that good of moves. The only one I honestly really keep with my party Pokemon are using Surf or to use Fly, and Fly you don't really need as an HM to beat the game. It's just so much more convenient to move around, and that's why I believe like HMs, they're kind of just like a bit of a hassle rather than it is a necessity, as it can easily be replaced by something else. Now, I wouldn't say that HM moves aren't awful in battling, but I would just rather use different moves instead of just HMs, just because they're just so common. I like to use something different. But for the stats for HMs, for the move Cut, it only does 50, and then Fly, it does 90, but it is a 2-turn move, and Surf does 90, and that affects everyone on the field, so that isn't always a move, especially in double battles, that you necessarily want to be using. And then same with a Strength, it does 80 damage, which is a pretty strong move. You can't complain too much about it. But at the same time, it's a normal type move, and not too many people use normal type moves in battle. And Waterfall, it does 80. It's honestly a solid move. I can't complain too much about it, but I guess it's just personal preference whether or not you would use it. But for me, I would rather be using different moves that aren't HMs in battling, especially in competitive battling. And then since you guys don't really want to be using these HM moves on your main party Pokemon, you tend to have this thing called an HM slave. And if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically a Pokemon. It's really not really good, and it's only taken along in the party as your 6th guy on the roster, just to have every single HM move known, to be able to get through the obstacles that would be very annoying if you had to go all the way back to the Pokemon Center to get. So that's basically what HM Slave is, and I personally could do without them. The only reason we have them is because of HMs, and I'd easily rather be using a different Pokemon in that 6th slot of my party. One idea that I came across that was actually a great idea that was originally placed in the Pokemon hack, Pokemon Naranja, was instead of using HMs, they would use an item like a pickaxe or something like that to replace the HM, so you wouldn't have to have a Pokemon that would learn that kind of move. And that just made everything so much easier. Just make something a key item and be able to get through the game using those key items. And it's not like you'd get them right away. You'd get the specific key items at the different parts of the game where you are allowed to advance to the next town or gym or to the Pokemon League. Something like that, where it can still work the same way as an HM, just not being used on a Pokemon. I feel like that would be able to solve a lot of problems. You won't have to worry about an HM slave anymore. You'd just be able to just enjoy the game just a little bit more. Now, I realize that's been a part of the game since the first generation, but change is always sometimes a good thing. And if you were to just change the HM to select or key item and just change it from there, you can still have the HMs, just change them to a TM, and maybe you could still even have the Pokemon use it if you really want. Like Surf, you can still use the Pokemon to surf on. But just as an idea, just to change it to a key item where you don't have to worry about always having a specific Pokemon that knows an HM just to get through a cave or something like that. I feel like it's kind of ridiculous. Now, however, I do understand that with Pokemon X and Y that there is a reason for HMs, and that's if you were surfing out in the ocean and you decide to do a Wonder Trade and you trade the Pokemon that knows Surf, obviously your character would pretty much drown to death. But there could be a rule where you just aren't allowed to trade that Pokemon while you're using an HM. And that could easily be fixed that way, or as the idea stated before, was just to get rid of HMs altogether and make the key items where the actual trainer is doing something instead of always the Pokemon. And that'd be kind of a cool and different aspect of the game. Now, these are just ideas. Like, how cool would it be if your trainer got to use a jet ski to ride around the ocean instead of a Pokemon? I think that'd be pretty sweet. You can control like the speed levels so you go through them so much faster and everything. They're just ideas, but I think that'd be kind of cool. Now, another idea I had was instead of having HMs essential to the game, you could use HMs to get items such as like a TM or different items to have a Pokemon evolve, and you need to use a cut or strength to get to that instead of needing it to get through the game to like the next city. So they're still important, but you could just make them where they're not essential, where they're just a hassle to maybe go back through a cave to get a Pokemon that can use HM or something to get through. Because I'd rather be training other Pokemon than a guy that I'm just going to be using really to help me get through the game that I won't be using in the gyms or the Elite Four. Now, if you guys have anything to add, feel free to put it on the comment section. I'll always be looking at the videos, comments, and everything to see what you guys have for input. So I guess my question to you guys is, do you guys think HMs are a necessity in the Pokemon games, or do you guys believe that they should be get rid of altogether and have like an idea that I stated before about the key item situation and deal with that instead and have the trainer do more than just have his Pokemon do all the work? I think that'd be kind of a cool to see in the next generation or next game that would be coming out. So just let me know what you guys think. That's about all I have time for this video today. Don't worry, there will be another video a lot faster from in between from my last video to this one. I promise you guys I'll start getting on the videos again so you guys can enjoy watching my channel again. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.